Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. My name is Chris, and I'll be your host. And what are we doing today? Well, essentially, we're doing an unboxing, but we're doing something a little more unique than just unboxing stuff. These are all going to be viewer-submitted comics that were sent in to my P.O. Box. I will go add the P.O. Box into the description below once this has finished airing live. I'm going to do this as a live stream, and that way we can get some reactions of folks that might jump in here and there. I was trying to get this set up with a new camera that I've got, which is nice and high resolution, but I can't figure it out. I'm using old-fashioned webcams. Old-fashioned. Hello, Moritaka. Thank you very much for jumping in and joining us. Let me add another camera here so that we can actually see up close the kind of stuff that is joining us today on our journey. Extra camera. Yes, please. There we go. Hello, folks. Lovely to see you jumping in. Even some folks on Twitch. Great. Thank you very much, Cameron. Appreciate that. Hello, Sigamigs. Lovely to have you. Sent you a couple texts of what I use if all else fails. Oh, that's my friend Chuck, and he was watching my live stream. Oh, yeah, that's really helpful. I'll probably get one of these, Chuck, because I had been thinking of potentially getting a capture card and HDMI cable for my camera, as compared to using the Sony software, which obviously was a little more of a headache than I expected. But thank you very much. That's so kind of you. What am I doing in your house? Well, you're in my house, dog. Hello, Dr. Shoebill. Hello, Dark Jedi Good. Tell you what, no real rhyme or reason to any of this. Let's just add a camera here and start getting going, looking at what was sent in. I'm excited. This is always something where when I open these, I see a lot of passion on display. I see so many different genres and ideas expressed, so many different types of art styles. And I'm just a huge fan of the comics medium. So I love seeing that passion on display. This one's a little heavier than I might have expected. Let's see. Synchronicity. Okay. Take a look at this comic in a sec. Let me look at this letter real quick just to see if there's anything that should not be shared. No, looks like this is totally fair. Let's see. So this comes from Sean Gustafson and Al Fukalik. And they've got a book called The Specialists. Ooh, this is long. This is meaty. And there's a couple other Specialists books. Wow. Okay, guys. Let's go. Hey, that is a pretty cool sticker too, huh? Shiny. Hey, it doesn't take much to entertain me. Shiny. Sold. Let's see. What is The Specialists? We're a couple of aging nerds who have been watching your videos for several years. We're big fans. That's super kind of you. That's kind of you to say. We produce a World War II superhero comic called The Specialists. We've been working on it since 2010 with a couple of long hiatuses, and closed our 4 books comprising our first 7 chapters. If you enjoy the books, you can also catch up on our 8th chapter in progress on our website. We publish a page every Monday at thespecialistscomic.com. That's thespecialistscomic.com. Well, let's take a look at these. So I've got chapters, I get it, 5, 6, 7. I can do math. And this must be, for the book 1, chapters 1 through 4. Wow. Okay, so superheroes in World War II? Hey, that's classic comics, right? That's where comics started. Nothing wrong going back to the beginning. Obviously, it was proven that that works. So kudos, guys. We've got a forward here by Ron Fortier. Ron Fortier. That I think. Yes, I knew he looked familiar. It's got a little credit here. He's written comics including Terminator: The Burning Earth. I have that because that was the first published comic book artwork of Alex Ross. I knew that name sounded familiar. Right on, guys. Great quality on the printing. So I like that. This is a thick book, too. Yeah, let's see. The mailbag streams are my favorite. Nice. Love the t-shirt. Yeah, Gojira. Let's see. 2010, that's dedication. Isn't that impressive? That is passion. And passion shines through, in my opinion. Passion shines through. Yeah, this is nice. I think I can sort of tell that this was, I think, penciled and then colored as compared to like hard inks. I could be wrong, but I get the sense when I look at the artwork, which could make sense for trying to keep up with a sort of weekly update. I'm just skipping through because obviously this is too big to read all of it at once, but this is solid. This is rock solid, guys. Nothing confusing about it. The lettering is consistent and in the right place. It's not covering up the action. The panel to panel is good. Not too many weird rule breaks or anything. Clean art style. I can at least tell the characters apart from one another. There's no problem there. So there's definitely a lot of positives here. As far as obviously the story pacing and, twists, turns, and character work, I'm going to have to sit down and dedicate some time to reading through this. But I can see a lot of different stuff. The misunderstood werewolf seems to be a good guy. We've got the sort of Lady Liberty character. A mystical sword. Looks like it has all sorts of great stuff. Let's go ahead and real quick look at the most recent chapter just to see if the art has sort of evolved. And you know what? That's still clearly the same story, but I think it is very crisp and clean. I think it has evolved. I think we're seeing some evolution there, which is also pretty cool. Well, that's worth pointing out to everybody in case you're curious. TheSpecialistsComic.com, printed in the USA. That's actually interesting because most printing folks, at least on a good scale, a lot of it has until recently been done in both Canada and China, places like that. They tend to be a little cheaper, but you know what? Ever since the pandemic, I bet that it's not that much cheaper to do it in the States anymore. So there we go. The Specialists by Sean Gustafson and Al Fukulik. Really well done, gentlemen. I love pulp era hero stories too. Yeah, that is nice. All right, so there's one that we got to see. There's a bunch more. Let me reach over to this because a few of them tipped over because they were so big. Oh, bring them closer. Let's take a look at whatever this guy is. It's also interesting when I get a bunch of these to see all the different ways they've been shipped. I don't know that there's any one way where we can say that's the way you ship a comic. We're all still figuring that out. It's even interesting to follow up what's going on with distribution in comics to comic book stores these days because they're all still switching between one another. Very competitive. This is heavy. Let's take a look. All right. Again, there's a letter, which I'm going to take a moment to look over. See if it's something I can share. See if it's something directed to me. Thanks for taking the time to review comic books from indie creators on your show. I, for one, appreciate it. The comics I've sent you include the following published works I've written so far. Yeah. Wow. Okay, so this is somebody named CJ Hudson, and basically he's got a nice summary of each book. So that is super helpful since we're sort of discovering it all at the same time. Tell you what, they're all sort of taped up and bagged, so I'm just going to bring up the cover and read the summary of what we've got here. So this one says, Endless Hunt. A warrior king hunts for his lost love, only to find her and remember that she was never really lost at all. This is an advanced preview copy. Crowdfunding begins August 1st. So I must have gotten this just before. Let's see. That's awesome. He's got a website here, the author, C.J. Hudson, that, I'm pretty sure all of this is like fair to share with you, but I'm just gonna show this and I'll put it in the description later. But he's got a link tree there. Linktree / Warn Everyone Comics. Warn Everyone Comics. So, okay. A warrior king hunts for his lost love only to find her and remember that she was never really lost at all. And that's available for crowdfunding right now. Oh, I really like that cover, I have to say. Yeah. This one, Bearer of Ages. Bearer of Ages. 3 women. One a potential warlord in Japan. One the protector of Earth. And the other just trying to pass her college midterms. Come to grips with their newfound powers and responsibilities without ever meeting each other. 3 epic stories will collide in one miniseries where death and rebirth are unending. Okay. Huh. Look at that. This one. What is this one called? Band of Bards. Band of Bards, right? I don't see a description for this one. Oh, hold on. I see. It's called Vigia. Took me a minute to read that. That's okay. Vigia. Here we go. An alien science officer, along with her companion artificial intelligence, crash land on a strange world only to discover a long-dead civilization that isn't so dead after all. All right, C.J. Hudson loves the idea of death and rebirth, it seems. There's some thematic elements tying these different genres together. What's this one called? Lycan, Girls' Night. I've always said that there needs to be more good werewolf things. Yes, it seems the Kickstarter is running right now. It's called, if you go to Kickstarter and look up Endless Hunt, it's there. It launched August 1st, so that is going now. That is going now. They had me at Scientists Crash Landed on an Island World. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. I just saw on the news that someone was ride on top of a moving Red Line train, Chris. Red Line in Boston? That doesn't sound safe. That doesn't sound safe. Let's get back to reading these comics, which have nothing to do with the Red Line train. Lycan. A rogue pack of werewolves has been on the run for centuries. After starting new lives in a sleepy Colorado community, living undetected among humans, their enemies have finally tracked them down. Their idyllic suburban lives were a dream, but sometimes you can never escape your past no matter how hard you try. You know, horror is some of my favorite. Let's actually crack this one open real quick. Red Line in Boston. Okay, crazy. It's a good way to get hurt. Lycan, Girls' Night. Written by C.J. Hudson, illustrated and colored by Mary Landro. Black and white with some grayscale shading here and there. Yeah, this is solid. This is real solid artwork, actually. That looks good. Hell yeah. Whoa, sexy time. There's no warning for that. Is there any more sexy times? Hey, there's even spot colors for blood. That's interesting. It looks good. I have a werewolf story that I'd really love to tell as a comic book sometime, but you've heard me say stuff like that before. I've got ideas. I've never got the time to sit down, script it, and hire an artist. I don't have the time to draw it myself. That's for damn sure. You see how slow I draw. Let's see what Offworld is about. Offworld. Ooh, I like that cover. I like this cover. Offworld, 2 sci-fi stories in one flip comic. In Interstellar Dust, an intergalactic prison transport vessel breaks down, and the crew and a band of less hardened criminals do whatever they can to survive a riot in deep space. Hell yeah. Hold on. That one sounds fantastic too. I like that idea. A riot in deep space? This sounds really good. Oh, look. This was published by Antarctic. So kudos CJ Hudson. Antarctic this isn't self-published. This has got a code and a price and everything. When was this one put out? If it's $3.99, it was probably somewhat recent. Yeah, 2020, Antarctic. Ha! Antarctic is Ben Dunn, who did, I want to say, Warrior Nun, which was recently a Netflix show. I'm pretty sure that was Ben Dunn. This looks good. And here's the flip comic part. Oh, that's badass. Ooh, that's some good art, right? I think folks will like this. But I love the premise. A riot in space. Yeah. Ooh, sexy times. Right on. Wow, that's a lot of stuff. Okay, a couple people. Warrior Nun, yes. Warrior Nun in Ninja High School. That makes sense. Guillermo del Toro said the first book he ever bought with his own money as a kid was a werewolf comic. Right on. So Offworld. Ooh, bunch of Offworld. All the way through issue 7. Hey, right on. Thank you very much, CJ Hudson. It looks like the Interstellar Dust part of this is going to be available on previews pretty soon. So looks like, yeah. Oh, no, it already is. Excuse me. There's a volume 1 and volume 2 that collects these in trade paperbacks. So you can literally ask for Interstellar at a comic book store and they can order it from Antarctic. So when I'm done, I'll edit the description so that folks can get at that. That's awesome. Thank you very much, CJ. I'm going to take a quick drink of water. Good stuff. Let's open more comic books. Where did I just put the scissors? There. Put them underneath. Ooh, that's a lot of comics. That's a lot of comics. I love it. I earned them by being me. I'm not a piece of crap, so I earned comics. That's what I tell myself so that I can get some sleep. I'm not a piece of crap. People sent me comics. That means I'm good. I'm good. I'll go to Valhalla. How do I open this one? It's so hard. That's what she said. Folks, I've got a treat for you. We've got a guest. Hi. We've got a guest. We've got a second guest. Oh, kitties want to play. That was all you get. Hope it was fun having a little bit of a guest. Let's get this thing open. Thank you, USPS. This episode should... You know what? These should be all sponsored by Stamps. So if Stamps.com wants to sponsor my unboxing videos, that would make sense. When you get a second, and if you have energy, can we see the interior art in that Bearer of Ages? Yeah, of course we can. Of course we can. Let's see. Bearer of Ages, huh? There it is. Yeah, that's a reasonable request. I'm opening these up, so sure, we can do that. Bearer of Ages. Let's take a look. So this one was about the 3 different women who somehow intersect. Let me get this. Yeah, you can see it a little better. It's good. Professional. Clean. I'm trying to think of what it reminds me of. And it reminds me of how in like the 50s, there were a lot of artists that were doing comics that were just really good at drawing believable people. It's interesting. Like, obviously there's some reference going on here, but it doesn't look stiff or unconvincing to me necessarily. It also doesn't look like, the person changes to a different reference person each page or something. Colors are a little dark there, but I get that they're going for like earthy tones. That's nice. Yeah. This is solid. This is real solid. Bearer of Ages. Let's see when this one was made. If there's a 2023. This is really recently. Warn Everyone Comics. This is really recent. Bearer of Ages. So we know that C.J. Hudson wrote it. Since we're looking at the art, let's just see. Art and colors by Atula Siriwardan. I'm sorry if I've butchered your name, Atula. That's that looks interesting. It really does. CJ seems to know what he or she is doing. All right. Gonna open another one. Another one. Right? The next Comic Tropes episode I'm working on, I think, should be fun. I'm not going to have it ready this weekend. It's just not happening. But I'm going to talk about 3D comics. And I wonder sometimes, like, oh, why isn't my channel got 2 million subscribers? Why don't mine get 2 million views? It's because I choose some pretty obscure topics, but it's stuff that interests me. So that's what we're getting next. But I'm working on stuff about, like, episodes about Jeff Darrow and Stuart Immonen. I definitely want to cover more artists, because I think I cover writers a lot. So I'm pretty excited. Yeah, I feel you, Mitchell. I wish that the Veitch books would be easily accessible in a reprint as well. But what I will say is that it can make it kind of fun to track down the original issues. Kind of cool. Look at that. There's the logo, I guess, for the publisher. All right. Here's the book. Is there a letter? There's no letter. Came from Homebrewed Heroes. Let's just make sure there's no letter inside. No. All right. Well, I guess we're just going in kind of blind. Let's see. Grit, Chapter 1. All right. Story. 6 people: Christopher Michael, Brad Haynes, Terry L. Wilkins, Austin Ferguson, Ryan Kidd, Obi Dancy. Wow, that's a lot of artists. I mean, writers. That's a lot of writers. Okay. What is this about? There's no description. I'm confused. printing is really solid. I'm having a tough time sort of getting the gist of this one. But I appreciate you guys sending me something, and congratulations for seeing something through to completion. Not easy, I know. Let's see. Grit. Need more grit? Oh, crit. I thought it said grit. It says crit. I took that as a G. I was wrong. All this and more available on Homebrewed Comics. Homebrewed Comics. I like the little plush. That's cool. It definitely seems to have superheroes, and it's definitely like, you know, like all sorts of like tough guys beating the crap out of each other, shooting each other and stuff like that. I don't know. I guess we'll find out. A lot of running, jumping, and shooting. Super amped up colors, you know, really saturated. Congratulations. I was about to say gentlemen, but I don't know that it's all gentlemen. Oops, I didn't realize I'd left this up. Yeah, I was thinking of the Grit magazine ads. Exactly. Let's see. Your show, you learn stuff. The other comic book shows are mindless drivel. Well, I'm not trying to. And then honestly, there's a bunch of good comic book channels. I don't watch them all, but like there's a bunch of really good ones. Yeah, some. Yeah, okay, fair enough. Finishing a first-time creative project is one of the hardest things a person can do. The first time, it gets a lot easier after that. Hey, these guys obviously seem to have something up and, you know, like running. They've got like a whole trade paperback here that's obviously pretty darn thick. I'm going to read this forward. It says, our story is different from other superhero books because our process starts with world building. That's interesting. Oh, okay. When creating the premise of any tabletop adventure, the game master must create a plot that makes everyone come together. And for Crit, I thought, what better way to start the story than to have everyone starting a new job at the same company? Well, that's a decent thing. Using the Dungeons and Dragons balancing elements made for a safe place to build a narrative, as it provided rules and boundaries that no one could argue with. All right, I'm starting to like this premising a little bit more. This also made me... Okay. Well, that talks about how he does tabletop gaming. Is this based on a tabletop game, is what I'm wondering. Doesn't seem like it necessarily is. He's just talking about how that's his approach. Well, that's good. That's from Christopher Michael, the owner and creator of Homebrewed Heroes. If it had been like the story of each sort of tabletop game session, boy, I would really be into that because that sounds fun. All right. Let's keep going. There's more to open. How much more? Oh, here's a big one. Where's this one coming from? Basically Las Vegas. So if this doesn't come full of chips that I can cash in, I'm going to feel really disappointed. It's probably going to be comic books, though. I never get to open a package full of millions of dollars worth of chips. What's up with that? Ooh-wee. What up with that? What up with that? Oh, this is helpful. Vortex Punk says, seems to be the case on their website. They play games and make them into comics. Good. I wasn't quite clear from the opening, but that makes this a lot more interesting and helps us understand why it says that that just says story, not like script or anything. And it's got like Christopher Michael and then like a bunch of other people. Got it. So this is based on like tabletop gaming. That means that it probably goes in some unexpected directions. I like that. I like that quite a lot. That's a good premise. That makes it much more interesting to me, knowing that like that's sort of based on an actual game. That actually really makes me interesting. All right, bunch of stuff in here, I guess. Hold on. There's another person who's been working for a while, I guess. Right? Whoa! Look at, I don't know how to react to this. First of all, we've got some Venus Rises buttons. That's a good one for me as a cat owner. Venus Rises, the complete sci-fi cult classic web series. Hey, that's awesome. And it's as a USB. I will watch that. I don't recognize any of the names of the actors, although the last name of this person is Roig. Wasn't there an actress named Lexa Roig who was in Jason X and some other sci-fi stuff? All right, let's see. Venus Rises, the official companion. VenusRises.tv. Earth is our past, Mars is our present, Venus is our future. In the near future, Earth is devastated by a chain of cataclysmic events leading to a pandemic collapse of governments. This is old news. The human race narrowly escapes Earth with technology amassed by megacorporations and colonizes Mars and Venus. As Venus becomes home to the working class and Mars the seat of power, two friends enlisted in the Mars Defense Directorate uncover the first signs of civil unrest. Humankind finds itself once again at the crossroads of extinction as Venus rises. Man, that's what sci-fi can do for you, huh? Because that seems like where things can be heading. And you're like, yeah, can humanity escape its own horrible instincts? We've got like sort of a dossier of the characters and the world and the production. Source book. Look at that. This is sort of like a show Bible, essentially. Something to go on. Series 1 now available on DVD. I'm kind of excited to watch this TV show or movie that they've created, I have to admit. This is interesting. Let's set this aside and see. Yes, Lexa Doig was in the Chucky TV series. That's right. I wonder if it's I wonder if there's a relationship there. This one says Anne Roig. I wonder if there's a relationship there. I don't know. Set this to this side and see what's in here. More cool things. This is in a comic book sleeve. They've gone all out here. We've got all sorts of trading cards for the characters. Wow. Where did this come from? How come an original sci-fi series? So we've got like the business cards for them. Good for them. We've got, they must have been taking these to conventions, because this is some really professional stuff. Web store discount. Well, if anyone wants to use that, there we go. We've got 10% off at VenusRises.tv. If you use code ENJOY10, that'll get you 10% off your purchases. So if you guys want to check this out, there's a discount code, ENJOY10 on VenusRises.tv. Look at all of this material. Oh my goodness. Yeah, all sorts of basically like postcards and giveaway material, but like we've got some nice designs for the spaceships, that's for sure. Do we have an actual comic in here? Hey, there we go. Issue 1. Hell yeah. hell yeah. Wait a minute. That name sounds familiar too. J.G. Birdsall. It's not coming to me right now, but that name sounds familiar. They've written something that I've come across before. I don't know what, but that's a name I recognize. Conceived and written by J.G. Birdsall. Art by Bora Orkal. Or Oracle. This came out in 2020. Looks good. Talking about world building on the last one, there's certainly a lot in this. It does not look bad at all. It looks quite interesting. This is cool. Venus Rises. Look at all this. Issue 3, a handbook, Series 2. Oh my goodness! Look at the cover on issue 2, volume 2. This is evolving. This is something. This is like when somebody starts, like a model train collection by buying like one model train, and then like you check in on them in 2 years, and like their whole basement is just nothing but train tracks. This like started as like something modest that as I was going through like a trading card, and now all of a sudden I've got like source books and volume 2 of a comic, and this time it's art by James Newell, but still written by J.G. J.G. Birdsall. Bad at names. Yeah. Right on. Thank you for sending this to me. That's really cool. VenusRises.tv if you guys want to discover more about this. Venus Rises, huh? 1, 2. There's still more. Venus Rises issue 3, volume 2. Venus Rises issue 4. Well, I've certainly got enough Venus Rises stuff to last me a little while. Thank you very much to the entire crew at the Venus Rises organization. That's really, really nice. Thank you so much. I appreciate the generosity, and I'm looking forward to checking it out. That was a lot of stuff. Yeah, a few kitty meows here and there. We've got 3 more. 3 more. Let's take a look. What else are we going to do? It is an unboxing after all. We might as well open the stuff and take a look at it. This is some very nice packaging. I appreciate that. Let's see. Okay. There's a little note to me I'm going to read. Here is the Conan comic from Free Comic Book Day 2023. I very much enjoy your shows on YouTube, and I'm trying to read the signature. Let me see if this can help me. It's from Robert Abadamarco. Robert. All right, Robert, let's take a look. The Free Comic Book Day Conan book. I wasn't able to go to Free Comic Book Day. I had to work. So that's so nice of you. Oh, wow. Look at that. Folks, this book looks amazing. I'm not just saying that. Like, I already got the first issue. This artist, Robert De La Torre, give me a break, man. It's... If this doesn't look to you like the living reincarnation of John Buscema in his prime, and I'm saying that as a compliment, Rob De La Torre, and of course written by colors by Jose Villarrubia and written by Jim Zub. Jim has written many Conan stories. This time it's by the parent company that owns the Conan property. They're doing the comics themselves. Like, just look at that art, though. That's very kind of you. Again, Robert. Oh, my God, I'm so bad at names. Let me try one more time to read this. Robert Abadamarco. I'm sorry, Robert. anyone that watches this show knows I'm terrible at saying names. Yeah, thank you very much. I really like having this. I really do. I'm excited about this series. I like Conan, and I think that this looks like it's got a lot of potential to it. I did review the first issue on my weekly live stream on this show, so whatever week that came out. All right, we've got 2 more, but thank you very much for the copy. I did not have that, and I did want it, so that's really nice. This one's coming from Kentucky. That's how they talk there. It's not offensive. It's a perfect impression. Kentucky. It's perfect. Well, hey there, Chris. It's me, Robert Kirkman. I'm from Kentucky. Hey, Robert. Nice to talk to you again. Yeah, man. I just like how you can do a perfect impression of my voice. Is it perfect? Thanks. All right. Oh, nice. It's Ghost Agents. I actually know this book, folks. I'm so excited to get this. Is there a letter in it? Just double checking. There is another YouTube channel about comics called Cartoonist Kayfabe. And more relevant to what I'm about to go into, there is a very active Facebook group called something like, I don't know, I forget the name of it right now. Kayfabe something or other. And it's all like fans of comics. And they get together, and some of them put together this book, Ghost Agents. Oh, that's so good. The global hierarchy of secret tactics is a completely clandestine organization completed by President John F. Kennedy in 1961. Following the debacle of the Cuban Missile Crisis, his intent was that Ghost would be an intelligence espionage service and strike force that would answer only to him, as he correctly felt that he had enemies within the FBI, CIA, and every branch of the military. So basically, this is a off-the-books organization that is sort of like S.H.I.E.L.D., but when Kennedy died, they stayed around. RJ sent me this and said, thanks for checking this out. I'm the writer-producer of this thing. I think of each artist whom I find on social media generally as the directors, actors, cinematographers, and special effects artists. My partner, Eli Schwab, and I use Kickstarter to get artists paid. There's a live one now. You can find out more at ghostagents.net. Ghostagents.net. RJ, thank you so much for sending me this. I'm so impressed with what you and Eli put together. I mean, look at that great retro style. And folks, this is an oversized book printed on newsprint. This is just a good comics reading experience. There's a lot of love here for guys like Jack Kirby and Jim Steranko. Look at that. I mean, if that isn't Ditko inspired, I don't know. I mean, I know it's more hippie than he would have gone, but come on. This is gorgeous. There's a lot of Kirby in that monster. A lot. Oh, this is so cool. This is great. A couple different artists telling different parts of the story. There's a lot of Kirby influence in this, but that's good. That's so cool. I love the newsprint. I love the oversized format. I love that the ghost agents go throughout like all of time and space for their adventures. So you could go kind of anywhere, do anything more or less. Oh, look at that. That's actual angels, man. They go up against angels. The ghost agents don't stop. Rocco Jerome, thank you so much for sending this to me. I appreciate it. I'm always impressed with what you and Eli and the whole crew at the Kayfabe Ringside Seats group do. You guys put together so much great stuff. Let's see. Hell yeah from Morocco. Eddie Kingston just got back from a big tour performing in Japan. Eddie Kingston has said many nice things about my show. I love the Mad King. That's neat. So 60s inspired. Love the art. Kirby dots for days. Wow. Should have printed in blacklight ink like Octobriana. They could have done one or the other. They decided on newsprint, and bless them for it. Kirby Crackle. I didn't know Ghost was a collab. That's dope. The art is sick. Everyone. It's so, yeah, I know you meant Ghost. It's all good. Folks, look at that. Nice piece of art on the back by Sam Royale. Ghost Agents. This one's Ghost Agents Apocalypto. But if you go to ghostagents.net, you can find out more about them. That means a lot to me, guys, that you sent this to me. It really does. Thank you so much. I'm really impressed. I really, really am. All right. We are at the last box. And this is coming from Wisconsin. Wisconsin. Oh, yeah. We got some cheese up here. Oh, yeah. My terrible impressions aren't doing me any favors and could get me canceled. I hope not, though. I hope not. All right. Let's see here. Let's see here. We're going to have something good, I bet. Don't want to pull too hard and, like, just surprise myself by breaking something. I'm trying to be a little delicate. It's not my forte. Then I'm going to get back to working on the next comic tropes about 3D stuff. You sent in a package, Erwin? Well, I don't necessarily have everything that was in the P.O. box up to today, just to be clear. I haven't been there in a couple days. I just decided to do this improvised live stream with some of the ones that I have. Wow. All right. This is interesting. Let's put that there. Oh, there's a letter under here. I love it when I get a letter. It means a lot to me, guys and gals and all. Please accept this book as a thank you for all the great vids on your YouTube channel. I love your show. Also, I would not be opposed to you showing off the copy of the book on your show. Well, oh, what? The uncanny covers? What? What? Hi, kitty. Ian. What in the world? I don't think I know this book. But I'm about to. That is fantastic. Yeah, I'm trying to open the plastic without cutting the book. Looks sick. This is a fan-made book. Okay, I was wondering, because, like, obviously we've sort of got some Marvel stuff by Frank Brunner, who I admire, but I've never heard of this before, so this is new. Let's open it up and dive in, okay? Let's figure this out. This is really nice, though. Hardcover. It's got like a what do you call those? Like chapter marker? There's got to be a better term for it, but I just don't know what it is. This is gorgeous. This ocular edition was printed as a limited run of 50 copies with 5 variant covers. 10 copies of each variant were printed. This is variant B4. This seems really generous to give to me. CMF Publishing. Ian Chalgren. Okay, well, Ian is the one that wrote that letter. Ian, thank you so much. So you... CMF Publishing. This is just covers. Oh my God. Oh, it's got chapters just devoted to these Marvel artists. Frank Brunner, John Buscema, Sal Buscema, John Byrne, Michael Golden, Jack Kirby, Frank Miller, George Perez, John Romita, Marie Severin, Barry Windsor Smith. Oh, that's sick. Yo. All right, Frank Brunner's awesome. This is so cool. These are just like nice scans of the original art. Look at these things. This is all Buscema. This is Sal Buscema, obviously. Sal Buscema. Just jumping forward. Oh, Frank Miller. That's such a good design. Wait a minute. Oh no, that's not Frank Miller. What am I thinking? This is John Byrne. This is John Byrne. I'm so sorry. That's Kirby, though, clearly. This is gorgeous. This is so cool. That's Frank Miller. That's Frank Miller. Doi. Oh, the late, great John Romita Sr. Boy. The scans of these are taken from online files. Interesting. It still looks good. All of the comics that I've received today are really exciting. People are so generous. The least I can do is share it here on the show. Wow. Thank you to everybody that sent in a comic. I'll be doing more of these. Hold on. What's this? My introduction to cartoonist kayfabe. Okay, so that's interesting. So I guess I got two folks that are big fans of cartoonist kayfabe in a row. Well, that's nice. Wow. Pretty cool, right? Pretty cool stuff. Thank you for this one, Ian. And thank you, everybody, for sending in comics. Thank you all for jumping into this improvised live stream. Yeah. Not to push people away from this stream, but Cartoonist Kayfabe did a video on this book. Nice. Well, then I think you should definitely check that out. That's, yeah, I've always talked up Cartoonist Kayfabe from the beginning. I have a lot of respect for what Jim and Ed do. When I get your P.O. box, I will send mine. Well, if you look at the other unboxing live streams, or just actually now that I think of it, I think any video on this channel, I'm pretty sure I do put the P.O. box in the description. I'll put it in this later. I'll edit this to list the comics that I opened and my P.O. box. Thanks for jumping in and watching me on this live stream today, folks. That was a lot of fun for me. And I will be doing another one on Monday with the news of the week and some reviews of the comics. Hi, kitty cat. Hi. They just want to be voice actor guest stars. But I sincerely appreciate all of you jumping in. And hopefully, when I do my next live stream, I'll have figured out how to use my new camera, which would give us some better visuals. We'll see. We'll see. But that's what I'm working on. Thank you so much. Until I see you next time, you know what I'm going to ask you to do. I'm going to ask you to keep reading comics. Take care, all. Have a good weekend.